Be the change you want to see. All right. We are living in very tumultuous times, to say the least. And things seem like they're at their worst, and they are. All right. But that is because there's a huge change coming. Um, and we need to do our part in order to continue the progress that we're making as far as us becoming the better version of ourselves, the higher version of ourselves that we want to be. Be the change that you want to see. That means not just how you think, but the actions that you take and how you interact with people on a day to day basis. Even if you're not going out of your way to be the nicest person on the planet, beware of what's going on inside of you when you're interacting with people. And beware that you're being true to yourself when you're speaking to people, meaning that there is no turmoil within you when you speak something. I know for me, it's been a long time, but I used to really say things out loud in order for people to like me that went against what I felt or what I believed, because I was so worried about what people thought of me. I was so worried about wanting people to like me that I would create a new persona with every person that I ever met, catered to their liking so that they would like me and let me into their lives. But that there's a hefty price to pay with that, because then you are just being fake. You're not being yourself. You're not being true to yourself. You're living in the skin of other people. And it's okay to play characters when you're out, because this whole life is kind of a game that we're playing. And obviously when you interact with different people, you're a different kind of person, but it's better to speak your truth. Even when you're playing this character of going out in public, we're not usually ourselves when we're out. We're not usually our full selves when we're speaking to new people. We keep some of that within us. So really pay attention to how you're feeling when you're speaking to people, and really pay attention to the energy that you're putting out into the world, because all of that affects everything. The way that we think and feel affects consciousness and affects the world around us energetically. Even if you don't see it immediately, even if you don't feel it immediately, all of it matters. And so right now, lots of people are waking up, and they're noticing the craziness going on around us, and they're noticing that we're not thinking the way that we used to think. We used to be guided along by the government, by TV, by people of influence, and now we're questioning all of that. We're wondering, why am I believing this? Why am I listening to these people? You know, and so things are tumultuous because the people in power are losing their grip on us, and we're finally waking up and seeing, like, we don't need to do what they say. We can live however we want to live. You know what I mean? So let's pay attention to the energy we're putting out, man, and create more unity, create a bigger community, and let's learn to love each other and be understanding and compassionate towards each other, instead of constantly letting people divide us and separate us, because that's no good for anyone. We're never going to make any progress if we continue to fight each other, if we continue to let people divide us, let institutions divide us with their point of view, with their perspective on things. Have your own perspective. You know what I mean? Pay attention to what's going on in here, and let's wake up together. Thank you for listening.